I really like this episode. This episode, and I guess the series as a whole, felt important in a way that the other MCU series have not. They were really clever about how they were able to have, because I've been saying there's no way they're going to introduce someone like Kang, or they're going to kick off the next villain for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I actually thought this was a very clever way for them to have their cake and eat it too, because they do show the threat, they do preview, they show you why this is a problem, but they also inject just a ton of like fear, uncertainty, and doubt about it, and yet still have a guy who's probably plausibly as powerful, if not more powerful than Thanos.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to tell the future is a godlike power.
Yes,
that is god level, and it's very hard, as demonstrated in this episode, to deal with someone who has that power.
Yeah,
unless they want you to. So
unless they relinquish it, and then it's like, oh Jesus, why are they doing this? You know,
right. Is this some master plan that they've got? Am I being tricked here? Yeah, no, I thought it was an excellent way to end this first season. It also leaves them this big out, right? Because whatever character comes along, it's not going to be the same character, like you said. It'll be a version of that character, and the heroes in whatever other movie we're doing are going to have to meet him as well. So anybody who hasn't seen Loki is going to be able to be brought up to speed at that time when, you know, people who have seen Loki are being introduced to another version of this character, which I think will be interesting for everybody involved.
Yeah, I mean, to put this in Rick and Morty terms, like imagine if Rick literally was going to be the next villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and at the end of Loki, you met Rick. Mm-hmm. Well, did you meet Doofus Rick? Did you meet the Rick that like loved his daughter and wife and was happy his whole life and was a pretty, you know, normal dude? Are you meeting the Rickest Rick? Who the fuck knows? So now like did we just meet Doofus Kang? It's kind of silly.
He was pretty silly.
Yeah, what's the Kangiest Kang we can get? And apparently some of these Kangs are bad dudes.
I've got a theory. This probably won't come true, but I have a wild out there theory. If they want to go real crazy with it, Sylvie may have taken over the position of He Who Remains, and is now using the image of He Who Remains, the old one, Jonathan Majors, as the new timekeepers.
I think it's very telling that the new timekeeper looks like Jonathan Majors,
right?
And like when he just runs it as so like that tells us that it's not the same as what was happened before. We are on a different timeline, and he's doing a different strategy. I never even considered it could be Sylvie. Like, yeah, that's the perfect puppet master.
Yeah.
So I like that because it means my biggest prediction last week that Sylvie would betray Loki and take over everything for herself is true. That's the gambit, though. Like, this whole episode is everything he said a lie and a manipulation, or was it the truth? And that's why I like the connection to The Leftovers, because that's how The Leftovers ended, you know? But again, this was way more ambitious than I thought it would be. Maybe
I'm a sucker, but I'm buying it. I'm buying Loki's confusion, Loki's heartbreak, Loki's everything at the end of this episode. We'll find out. Oh, no,
I'm saying like I kind of believe that Loki is being legit. I just don't know whether Kang's being legit, or He Who Remains is being legit, or Sylvie's being legit, or any of those people.
Gotcha.
Renslayer, like that's like, is she like, that's the other thing is like, maybe that's my other hot theory is maybe the reason Kang was so confident he would come back is because he sent a dossier to Renslayer that says, hey, this is about to go down, and here's how you can get me back into the driver's seat.
Yeah, she's a wild card, right? I think she just steps through a portal and we never see her again. So you got a time nomad out there doing crazy things.